Hey everyone, hopefully you're having a good day. My name's Andy. My channel's Finding Value. Today we're going to do our commodity technical analysis update. We'll get into the dollar, the 10-year yield, 10, 30-year yield, precious metals, and all the commodities I follow. Again, it's just going to be my financial opinions. And if you need any help in this commodity bull market, please sign up to the Platinum membership, finding-value.com. All right, so let's dive in here, see what we got for today for commodities. So we're going to start with the DXY, again, relative strength indicator. And, a couple of things that I see in the charts. We've got nice big selling pressure here. We've got some selling pressure here. It does look like it's slowing down a little bit. The size of these candlesticks and how much they're falling. I still think that, well, here, let's see if there's any sort of pattern that is developing here. We could be getting a slowdown in the DXY. We'll see if this turns and goes higher, or if we're going to break to the downside. This does look like it's slowing down. Now, all these patterns that we create, it's basically buyers equaling sellers or sellers equaling buyers. So here, in this case, it'd be sellers equaling buyers, and we'll come to a point and we'll see if it breaks to the upside. But the DXY could strengthen here at some point in the near-term future. In what could be a falling wedge. We'll see what happens the rest of this week and if we break to the upside in the dollar. The 10-year yields slightly higher today, 2.5%. These yields have been very volatile. I mean, this is a massive down day for yields. But overall, it does look like the momentum to the downside continues, and I don't see any patterns developing over here. We've got a monster selling pressure day yesterday in yields for the 10-year yield. Bond prices slightly lower, down 0.27%. Momentum is coming back up. Momentum is definitely to the upside for bond prices. The 30-year yields continue to go down. They were up today, 1.23%, but the momentum is definitely lower. I don't see too much buying pressure in here. This just looks like people dumping, or I should say people are buying bonds, which means lower yields. The TYX to TNX ratio continues to drop. That's what we're seeing. We're seeing a drop. What that means is the curve remains inverted. The 10-year yield is higher than the 30-year yield, and this curve is inverting still. That is a headwind to gold, silver, and platinum, the precious metals, as this declines. At least that's what I've seen these past few years. So, I don't know why it's not updating here. There we go. Massive move higher, massive move lower. Precious metals did very well in this type of environment. And then under this environment, oil did very well. Look at the CRB index from a bigger term view, one hump, two hump, three hump, the break, and then we're just kind of deflating on out. This to me looks like it wants to go higher. From the consolidation, it's a declining wedge consolidation pattern, broke to the upside, and now we're just, I guess, doing a big old retest. We're flat today, 0.19% for the CRB index. Let's see where this thing goes. Again, guys, I don't try to predict the future. I just look for patterns. I look for statistical probabilities, and then I deploy money. Sometimes those statistics don't work in your favor and the move goes against you. That is a possibility. But I'll play the statistics all day long. If they're in my favor, that's what I'm going to have to play. Commodities to stock ratio, a little bit lower. So stocks outperforming commodities. Now, do we have a declining wedge formation here? We very well could. That's what it looks like. We'll see if this thing breaks to the upside or to the downside. If we break to the upside, commodities should outperform the S&P 500. We also have a bullish commodities formation that I just showed you where we broke to the upside of a falling wedge right here. If it wants, there you go, right here. So they match each other. The ratios match for a stronger commodities price move, and so does the CRB index priced in dollars. Looking at gold, precious metals here, gold still looks good. There's nothing to worry about here at this time from a charting perspective. We've broken the big downtrend in the white line. We've broken the even bigger downtrend in the blue line. We are above everything, which means all of this stuff down here is support. So we could bounce around up here in the short term. We could go all over the place, but we're above all of the support trend lines. Silver still rocketing higher. We have a little bit of selling pressure there. If we back out and take a look, that's what it looks like. The big support line that we touched down here is the big boy support line. That's where I did buy some physical metals, but heading on higher, it looks fine. There's not much resistance above us. I mean, a little bit of stickiness through here. Maybe we get another big resistance line at about $27-ish, somewhere around that range. Platinum, we were basically flat today, 0.15% higher. Big old pattern that we've broken to the upside. We've broken that pattern to the upside. So, you know, in my opinion, yeah, we could go lower in the short term maybe, but we're on top of everything. Everything else is now support levels below us. We do have a major, we'll call it a major resistance line that goes across right here, right where we're at. We have a major resistance line. We hit it, hit it, hit it, hit it. We hit it again. There's a lot of congestion right where we're at. So we have to try to break through that. It may take some time. We may even bounce back a little bit and go a little bit lower in the short term before heading and breaking through that resistance. So we're going to hit this a couple of times, and then we're going to have to tire out those sellers. XAU to gold ratio, just moving sideways, no update there. GDX also moving sideways. We are below this resistance level. That blue line that we've hit a couple of times through here, through here, through here. We use it as support coming down. It's pretty strong, and we're right at it. We're just sitting right on it. SILJ also moving sideways today, down 0.28%. Still looks all right. Do we have a little bit of a rising type wedge? It's possible we come down a little bit, break down out of this little, I don't know if it's necessarily a pattern. It's kind of a small little congestion area. We do have, let's back out here real quick for SILJ. What I'm going to do is I'm going to grab this here and flatten it as much as I can. If we go here, we do have a little bit of resistance through here. We've got some that we've traded over here, through here. We are at resistance for SILJ as well. Crude oil heading lower. We are starting to break through that support level, down 0.44%. And there's the possibility we hit the 60s here. There is that possibility. And it looks like here, this is what I think I see. 1, 3, and then 5. And then usually it ends somewhere in that general vicinity. I think we're getting close. Every time I say that, it goes down further. Say, you know, the price goes down and our inventories go down at the same time. But I think we are getting close. Look for a reversal candlestick here, guys. Buy into strength. And when I mean buy into strength, the strength has to be on the close of the business day. So we want to see a bullish engulfing, some sort of hammer pattern, something like that, showing us that we've got a reversal candlestick. We have not gotten that reversal candlestick yet. It is still negative. We tried running today, and buyers or sellers came back in and sold us off throughout the day. But it does look positive because the opening and closing price is really low on this. Let's see if there's any buyers out there that come in tomorrow and try to push it higher. Natural gas is going higher, up 4.25%. One thing I will say, though, this is a massive sell-off here. And right now, we could come up and roll back over again and do a couple of humps, so to speak, before heading higher. Because the usually what I see, the momentum being sold down needs to work its way out, and almost these sellers kind of have to, we'll call it, leak out of their positions. So we've got a big selling pressure move, a smaller selling pressure move, a smaller selling pressure move. Something on the lines of that is what I think will happen. XOP, yeah, you know me, 132 bucks, down 2.27%. Looking at this chart, I think we could see further downside. This is a bearish engulfing. We've got lots of selling pressure here. So I do think that that could head lower in the short term. Looking at it from a long-term perspective, we have massive support down at $106. That is a possibility to get back down there. We're at 132. We could drop 20% or something like that and head back to this support level if we see continued weakness in crude oil. Now, if we look at this, I think what we're doing is we're putting in a shoulder, head, shoulder. And if you look at it, you usually get symmetry. The right side equals the left side to some degree. Now, we came on back, you know, this could be a pullback level here, 117, or we pull back all the way to here. So this side here is going to look like that side there, and then a move higher. And it doesn't mean that that has to happen, but a lot of the times when you hit these, when you go back up through this, you hit these same types of resistance levels all through here, and they get stuck. So we'll see if that happens. I'm going to be holding long, and it could be an inverted head and shoulders, which is a pattern which is bullish to go higher. This is the oil services, OIH. Looking at this, we still could see, this is a big bearish engulfing here. We could see some further downside depending on what oil does. If oil depends to drop another $4 or $5, we could see this come all the way back and do more of a full retest for energy service companies. Big picture view though, massively bullish. So you break through it, you do a retest move, and then you bounce to go higher. But we've broken the downtrend line. I did that downtrend line on logarithmic. That's why it looks a little bit different. But yeah, we definitely could pull back a little bit more. The Sprott Physical Uranium Trust up today, 2.5%. I would say uranium looked actually quite strong. Now, in this general vicinity down here, that's all support. So that is where I like to look at things. So this came into support. We're getting a little bounce. We'll see if this bounce continues tomorrow to the upside. Again, we have a lot of downside momentum here. This is probably going to work its way off a little bit. Something like that. Something on the lines of that. Uranium, 2.86% higher today. We are at that support resistance level that we've used many times. Let's back out and I'll show you. There's that support resistance line coming across. We're right on top of it. Are we going to break through it and head back higher into this squeezing zone? Time will tell. Time will tell. And that squeezing zone, if I kind of back out and show you guys, we could squeeze all the way up till about March, April of 2023 even, if it decides to do some more squeezing. But that's what the URNM looks like. Looking at TAN, TAN continues to run below its resistance line. Has not broken out yet, slightly higher today. Again, big picture view, we're right on that resistance line trying to break higher. COPX, you know, copper ETF is looking strong. We came down here, big old sell-off here, and then we usually do like this hump type movement. It usually looks like this. That's kind of what the humps usually look like. It does one last hump into a dead period, bullish engulfing. That's going to go higher, and we're going higher. We'll see what happens kind of mid-stride here. We do have a bearish engulfing pattern here. We could still kind of work our way down before moving higher, but that's copper ETF. It still looks really good. We're above all these support levels. And this is a bottoming pattern. where you come up, retest, and then you usually do your launch. So yeah, everything's intact there. Lithium, LIT, basically a flat day today. Kind of zoom in on it, down 0.13%. And yeah, it's just moving sideways. I don't really have any new updates here. It's just a sideways day. It's not any reversal candlesticks or anything. REMX has the same thing. I would say this is slightly on the bullish side because it looks like it went up faster than it's falling. And then it'll form some sort of pattern or something and then try to break again. But again, short-term movements are the least reliable. The big picture view looks really good. We're right above support in this general vicinity. I think it will go higher eventually. The timing of it is obviously not 100% known, but still looks good. So S&P 500 up 0.75%. And we've got this rising wedge. And we'll see if this thing breaks. I don't see a lot of buying pressure here. These are pretty weak bounces against some strong selling pressure of these two candlesticks here. Usually when I see that, it comes up and then we head lower. And with the selling pressure in the overall markets, it's not going to help some of these commodities. And I do think it's a potential path. It's not 100% known yet, but bullish engulfing there, bullish engulfing, bullish engulfing. That's all good stuff. Another large bullish engulfing candlestick. We'll see where this goes, guys. This is a battle between buyers and sellers all through this entire area here. I would favor slightly to the buyers, although I just said on the S&P 500. Let's just see where it goes because we've got resistance line here. We're going to have to wait and see. We're going to have to wait and see. I think this favors a potential move lower unless some buyers come in and stomp it and romp it to the upside. But EEM and a lot of these other sectors look pretty good, which makes me think that there's the possibility it could break to the upside. Because EEM's looking fantastic here. We've broken the downtrend line. Let's back way out on this. That's really what I prefer to look at instead of diving in. But we have this long-term, well, not super long-term, but couple-year downtrend line. We've broken it. We've got a nice, good, bullish candlestick there with a little bloody nose. We are very low at this too, so this is a good spot to be looking. And I think it looks good. XHB continues to look good. This is the Home Builders ETF. Big long picture view looks fantastic from that perspective, but slightly higher today. I do think this is a double bottom. We'll see if it has some follow through here. MU is also above support. It still looks good. Copper up 0.57%. We are playing with this. If we can break through the 397 level and hold up above here, that's going to be very bullish for copper. Very bullish. We're already bullish breaking this downtrend. Now we got to break this guy here. If we break that and we hold above it, that's going to have, I think it's going to have a pretty big move. Lumber's still looking weak here. We're getting mixed signals here. Home builders don't look too bad. Lumber selling off and looking like it wants to go lower with that bearish engulfing pattern. The bearish engulfings were the opening and closing price. Engulfs the day before it, which is a reversal candlestick to go lower. So this is still fighting. Up and down, up and down. Iron ore, we're still in this pattern, squeezing on up. I think eventually we'll work our way higher with time. Actually, it might be, yeah, we're right here. Aluminum also looking good. We are above support. This is a basing pattern here. We broke out of the basing pattern. We come back and we do a retest, and then we usually work higher. So I think aluminum looks fantastic for a move higher over time. Baltic Dry Index is also squeezing up for a move higher at any point. So that looks good for the Baltic Dry Index. Newcastle Coal Futures. This thing's just going back and forth. We are pretty high above this breakout here. This is at $100 and we're at 405. And we do have kind of some sort of pattern there. I don't know. I think we're going to grind sideways and I think we're going to head lower eventually. Probably between heating and cooling seasons. And then Ethereum looking very strong. I'm still in the camp that this could potentially go higher, that we're putting in a bottom. Let's go to the dailies on Ethereum. Ethereum was up 3.8%. That's a pretty strong day. There it is right there. It's almost a bullish engulfing. BTC put up a 2% day. And that one also looks pretty bullish right there, engulfing these ones before it. So it's looking good for a move higher here. And usually what happens is you get these end of trend like fake outs or capitulation. It goes sideways for a little bit, and then you start working your way higher. That's why I do have a little something something on one of the markets in crypto. But that's what I've got for today, guys. Oil's still looking under the weather. Uranium looked quite strong today, so go uranium. Precious metals still look really strong. Copper looks strong. Natural gas, I think it's going to have some more sideways action before heading higher. So that's what I see in the markets right now. If you guys need any help, sign up for the Platinum membership. We have a 7 a.m. Mountain Standard Time Saturday meeting for the Platinum members. Question and answer session. So 7 a.m. Mountain Standard Time Saturday. If you guys like the content, give me a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, and we'll catch you next time. This is Finding Value.